Have you noticed changes in your body after turning 60 that you weren't expecting? Maybe certain things no longer function the way they did 20 or 30 years ago, and that includes the changes happening to the male member. But before you feel concerned or embarrassed, know that this is a completely natural part of aging, and you're not alone. Millions of men are experiencing these same transformations, and the truth is, your intimate life doesn't have to suffer because of it. In this video, we'll explore exactly what changes happen to the male body after 60, and more importantly, how you can continue to enjoy a deeply satisfying intimate life, regardless of those changes. From the effects of aging on blood flow, elasticity, and testosterone levels, to new ways of exploring intimacy, this is a conversation filled with valuable insights that every man over 50 needs to hear. Stay with us until the end, and you'll discover practical solutions and advice on how to maintain and even enhance your intimate life during this beautiful stage of maturity. Whether it's physical adjustments or the mental and emotional shifts that come with aging, this video will give you the tools to navigate these changes with confidence and grace. Don't miss out. This could transform how you approach this important part of life. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. Today, I want to speak to you with both wisdom and compassion about a subject that is often hidden in the shadows, yet quietly impacts millions of men around the world. The changes that the male body, particularly the male member, undergoes after the age of 60. This is a subject that many men feel too embarrassed or ashamed to discuss, and it often remains wrapped in silence, creating a sense of isolation. But you are not alone, and it is time to bring these important conversations into the light. I speak to you today with the utmost respect, affection, and professionalism, because I know how deeply personal and sometimes painful this topic can be. I hope that this talk provides you not only with valuable information, but also with comfort and reassurance. This message is crafted especially for those of you who have crossed the age of 50 and are now entering or have already entered this new phase of life. A phase that can bring with it a mix of joy, wisdom, and sometimes frustration or confusion. So if you find yourself in this rich yet often complex stage of maturity, I invite you to stay with me until the end. What we're about to discuss is not just a lecture, but a heartfelt conversation, one that could be transformative and I truly hope deeply enriching. You are not just aging, you are evolving, and with the right knowledge, this can be one of the most rewarding stages of your life. The human body is an extraordinary creation, constantly changing, adapting, and responding to the world around it. From the moment we take our first breath until the day we close our eyes for the last time, our bodies are in a state of flux. Every part of us changes, and yes, the male member is no exception to this universal truth. But what exactly happens after the age of 60? What transformations take place? Are the things you're experiencing normal, or should they be cause for concern? And most importantly, how can you continue to enjoy a fulfilling, intimate life despite these natural changes? Together, we're going to explore these questions in depth, because understanding these changes is the first step toward embracing them. One of the most noticeable changes that occur after 60 is in the elasticity of the male member. As we age, the tissues in this sensitive area, just like the tissues in the rest of our body, begin to lose their flexibility. This is part of the natural aging process that affects every single person on this planet. The muscles throughout your body gradually lose some of their tone, and your skin becomes thinner and less elastic, and this includes the skin and tissue of the male member. It's important to understand that this isn't something to be ashamed of. It's a natural progression of life. But it can be difficult to adjust to the changes, especially when they affect such a personal and intimate part of our lives. Before the age of 60, most men find that they can achieve erections relatively easily and maintain them without much thought. It's something that happens naturally and spontaneously. However, as you get older, you may notice that this response slows down. Achieving and maintaining an erection might take more time, more effort, and the firmness you once experienced may not be as consistent. This can be a deeply emotional experience, one that can lead to frustration, sadness, and even a sense of loss. You might wonder, is there something wrong with me? Am I less of a man now? Let me be very clear, these changes are normal, and they do not define your worth, your masculinity, or your ability to experience love and connection. The changes you're experiencing are closely linked to another critical factor in your health: blood circulation. As you age, your blood flow may not be as efficient as it once was, and this can have a significant impact on your ability to achieve and sustain an erection. The male member becomes erect when blood flows into the corpora cavernosa, two chambers that run along its length. But after the age of 60, the blood doesn't arrive with the same force as it did in your younger years. This is partly due to the natural aging process of the blood vessels themselves. Over time, the walls of the blood vessels can become stiffer, a condition known as atherosclerosis, which makes it more difficult for blood to flow freely throughout your body, including to the male member. This reduced blood flow directly affects your ability to get and maintain an erection, and it's one of the most common reasons why men over 60 experience erectile dysfunction. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Now, the term erectile dysfunction can feel like a heavy label, one that comes with a lot of emotional weight. It's a term that many men fear, and it's something that can shake your confidence to its core. According to medical studies, between 40% and 70% of men over 60 experience some degree of erectile dysfunction. These are significant numbers, but I want to emphasize that this doesn't mean all hope is lost. Erectile dysfunction is not a death sentence for your intimate life. Many men find that with the right approach, they can still enjoy deeply satisfying relationships and intimacy, even well into their later years. It's also important to recognize that intimacy is not just about physical performance. Emotional connection, understanding, communication, and love are just as, if not more important than physical ability. Your body may be changing, but your capacity to love, feel, and connect with your partner remains as strong as ever. If anything, this stage of life offers the opportunity to explore new dimensions of intimacy that go beyond the physical. It's about finding new ways to connect, to be vulnerable, and to share yourself with your partner in meaningful ways. One of the key strategies for managing the changes in your body is to take care of your overall health, both physically and mentally. Blood circulation, as I mentioned earlier, plays a significant role in erectile function, and one of the best ways to improve circulation is through regular physical activity. Exercise, especially cardiovascular activities like walking, swimming, or cycling, helps keep your heart strong and your blood vessels flexible. This can have a direct positive impact on your ability to achieve and maintain an erection. A healthy diet is equally important. Foods that are rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamins can improve your vascular health and support better blood flow. Beyond physical health, mental and emotional well-being is equally important. Stress, anxiety, and depression can all negatively impact your sexual function. It's crucial to approach this stage of life with kindness and patience toward yourself. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the changes you're experiencing, it may be helpful to talk to a therapist or counselor who can provide support and guidance. There is no shame in seeking help. It's a sign of strength and self-care. There are also medical treatments available that can help. From medications like Viagra to more advanced therapies, there are many options to explore. If you're experiencing persistent difficulties, it's worth speaking to your doctor to see what solutions might be right for you. Remember, this is your journey, and you have the right to seek out the tools and resources that will allow you to live your best life. In closing, I want to remind you that aging is not something to fear. Yes, it comes with its challenges, but it also brings with it wisdom, depth, and a new appreciation for life. Your body may be changing, but your spirit, your heart, and your capacity for love remain as vibrant as ever. Don't let the changes in your body diminish your sense of worth. You are still the incredible man you have always been, capable of love, connection, and intimacy. This conversation is just the beginning. Let's continue to explore these topics with openness, honesty, and courage. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you leave this discussion feeling empowered, informed, and ready to embrace the future with confidence and joy. As men age, particularly after the milestone of 60, they encounter a profound physiological shift that can have a deep emotional impact: the significant decline in testosterone levels. Testosterone, often regarded as the lifeblood of male vitality, is much more than just a hormone. It is a force that drives not only sexual desire, but a myriad of other essential functions in the male body. This hormone fuels the very essence of manhood, influencing energy levels, muscle mass, confidence, and of course libido. From as early as 40, testosterone production begins to gradually slow down, but after 60, this decline becomes much more pronounced, and its effects can be acutely felt. For many men, this hormonal shift can feel like a subtle but undeniable loss of identity, a quiet erosion of the virility that once seemed invincible. The libido, once fiery and insistent, may now flicker more gently as the desire for intimacy becomes less frequent and less urgent. This change can be difficult to accept, especially in a society that often equates youth, sexual prowess, and masculinity with worth. The decline in testosterone may lead to feelings of inadequacy, as the body no longer responds with the same immediacy or intensity. What was once an effortless surge of desire may now require more time, more thought, and more patience. But here lies a critical truth that many overlook. While sexual desire may change and the urgency for intimacy may soften, the capacity for pleasure, connection, and deep emotional fulfillment remains just as strong, if not stronger. There are also medical treatments available that can help. From medications like Viagra to more advanced therapies, there are many options to explore. If you're experiencing persistent difficulties, it's worth speaking to your doctor to see what solutions might be right for you. Remember, this is your journey, and you have the right to seek out the tools and resources that will allow you to live your best life. In closing, I want to remind you that aging is not something to fear. Yes, it comes with its challenges, but it also brings with it wisdom, depth, and a new appreciation for life. Your body may be changing, but your spirit, your heart, and your capacity for love remain as vibrant as ever. Don't let the changes in your body diminish your sense of worth. You are still the incredible man you have always been, capable of love, connection, and intimacy. This conversation is just the beginning. Let's continue to explore these topics with openness, honesty, and courage. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you leave this discussion feeling empowered, informed, and ready to embrace the future with confidence and joy. As men age, particularly after the milestone of 60, they encounter a profound physiological shift that can have a deep emotional impact: the significant decline in testosterone levels. Testosterone, often regarded as the lifeblood of male vitality, is much more than just a hormone. It is a force that drives not only sexual desire, but a myriad of other essential functions in the male body. This hormone fuels the very essence of manhood, influencing energy levels, muscle mass, confidence, and of course libido. From as early as 40, testosterone production begins to gradually slow down, but after 60, this decline becomes much more pronounced, and its effects can be acutely felt. For many men, this hormonal shift can feel like a subtle but undeniable loss of identity, a quiet erosion of the virility that once seemed invincible. The libido, once fiery and insistent, may now flicker more gently as the desire for intimacy becomes less frequent and less urgent. This change can be difficult to accept, especially in a society that often equates youth, sexual prowess, and masculinity with worth. The decline in testosterone may lead to feelings of inadequacy, as the body no longer responds with the same immediacy or intensity. What was once an effortless surge of desire may now require more time, more thought, and more patience. But here lies a critical truth that many overlook. While sexual desire may change and the urgency for intimacy may soften, the capacity for pleasure, connection, and deep emotional fulfillment remains just as strong, if not stronger. It's important to remember that the sexuality of maturity should not be compared to the sexuality of youth. Doing so only sets the stage for disappointment and unnecessary self-criticism. Instead, This period should be embraced as a new phase of exploration, where the focus shifts from achieving certain physical milestones to experiencing the fullness of emotional and physical connection. This is not a time for mourning the past, but for celebrating the possibilities that lie ahead. Many men find that this stage of life allows them to cultivate a richer, more satisfying, intimate life than they ever thought possible. This transition is also an opportunity to communicate more openly with a partner. As the body changes, so do the needs and desires of both individuals in the relationship. Honest conversations about expectations, fears, and desires can lead to a deeper understanding and a more fulfilling connection. This is a time when emotional intimacy becomes just as, if not more, important than physical intimacy. It is in these moments of vulnerability and openness that true closeness is forged, creating a bond that transcends the physical and touches the very heart of the relationship. Ultimately, the aging process offers men the chance to redefine what it means to be intimate. It is an opportunity to step away from the pressure of performance and instead focus on the emotional depth that intimacy can bring. The connection with a partner becomes the centerpiece, and the pleasure that comes from this connection can be even more fulfilling than the physical satisfaction experienced in youth. There is a profound beauty in the slow, deliberate moments of intimacy that arise later in life, a beauty that is grounded in love, trust, and the shared journey of growing older together. In this sense, sexuality in later life is not a loss, but a transformation. It is a new beginning, where the experience of intimacy can be enriched by years of shared experiences, emotional growth, and the wisdom that comes with age. Rather than clinging to the past, men in their 60s and beyond can embrace this new stage with grace, recognizing that true pleasure lies not in the fleeting intensity of physical sensations, but in the enduring power of emotional connection. This is a time to celebrate the richness of life, the depth of love, and the profound joy that comes from truly being present with a partner in the intimate moments you share. But it's essential to recognize that sexuality isn't just about the body. It's as much about the mind as it is about physical function. For men over 60, the psychological aspect of aging can be just as impactful, if not more so, than the physical changes. As the body evolves, many men may experience a loss of confidence in themselves. Erectile dysfunction, a diminished libido, or even the simple fact that intimacy might not occur as frequently as it once did can create a whirlwind of emotions: frustration, anxiety, embarrassment, or even shame. These feelings can take a heavy toll, making a man question his worth, his masculinity, and his ability to maintain intimacy with his partner. However, it's crucial to remember that sexuality is not, and never has been, solely defined by physical performance. The act of intimacy is so much more than the body's mechanical responses. It's about connection, emotional vulnerability, and the trust shared between partners. Emotional intimacy and open, honest communication become the bedrock of a satisfying relationship as men navigate these changes in their later years. While the body may not respond in the same way it once did, the heart and mind have an infinite capacity to love, connect, and explore intimacy in ways that transcend the purely physical. The fear of discussing these issues can sometimes make things worse. Many men avoid talking about their changing sexual experiences, keeping their struggles bottled up inside, which can lead to isolation or a growing distance from their partner. But silence is not the answer. It's quite the opposite. Being open about these challenges can not only alleviate much of the stress and anxiety, but also strengthen the emotional bond between partners. When both individuals in the relationship feel heard, understood, and supported, it creates a deeper sense of trust, love, and connection. Talking about the changes in sexuality after 60 can become an opportunity for growth, for rediscovery, and for building an even stronger, more resilient relationship. Conversations about intimacy at this stage of life don't have to be filled with fear or awkwardness. They can be liberating. By addressing these issues head-on, both partners can explore new ways to experience pleasure, fulfillment, and closeness. This may be the perfect time to rediscover the beauty of slow, deliberate affection, where intimacy is not rushed but cherished, where the focus is not on performance but on the connection between two souls. Learning to communicate openly about needs, fears, and desires can unlock a level of intimacy that perhaps wasn't as present in earlier years when the focus was often on physical prowess and performance. Male psychology also plays a significant role in how men perceive these changes. Culturally, many men are taught to associate their sexual performance with their masculinity and self-worth. The ability to maintain an erection or engage in frequent sexual encounters is often equated with power, vitality, and virility. So when these abilities begin to shift with age, it's not uncommon for some men to feel as though they are losing an essential part of their identity. These feelings of inadequacy or loss can weigh heavily on the psyche, creating a mental barrier that further distances them from their partner. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. But it's important to recognize that these changes are not a loss. They are simply part of the natural evolution of the male body. Aging does not strip a man of his masculinity, it redefines it. The experiences and wisdom that come with age offer men the opportunity to embrace a different kind of strength, one rooted in emotional intelligence, patience, and the ability to adapt. This phase of life is not a decline, but a transformation, a chance to experience sexuality in a way that is more mindful, more connected, and perhaps more meaningful than ever before. This is where education plays a crucial role. By educating oneself about the normal physiological changes that come with aging and destigmatizing the experience, men can begin to shift their mindset from one of loss to one of opportunity. The changes that the male body experiences after 60 are not a sentence. They are simply a new chapter, a stage full of potential for growth and deeper understanding. It is a phase of life where sexuality doesn't disappear, but transforms into something that can be richer, thus more profound and more emotionally fulfilling. Dear friends, the challenges that come with aging are not insurmountable. With knowledge, patience, and open communication with your partner, you can continue to enjoy an intimate life that is as fulfilling as it was in your younger years, perhaps even more so. The key lies in embracing this new phase, not fighting against it. Understand that pleasure and intimacy are not bound by the physical limits of the body, but are deeply intertwined with the emotional and psychological connection you share with your partner. By breaking free from the societal pressures that place so much emphasis on physical performance and embracing a more holistic view of sexuality, men over 60 can find that intimacy takes on a new dimension. This stage of life is an opportunity to focus on the quality of the connection, the tenderness of the moments shared, and the deep emotional satisfaction that comes from truly being present with your partner. As we've explored the evolving nature of intimacy and sexuality after 60, I hope this discussion has offered valuable insights and a fresh perspective on embracing this new phase of life with confidence and grace. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned so far? What's one thing you'll bring into practice in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this important conversation together. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching.